Here are the 5 things that you should be doing every day when you're walking the awakening path or when the inner witch is calling and you want to know what you need to do to build the foundation of maximum growth and potential spiritually. Let's go. There are many times in my life as a spiritual coach and the temple keeper of the Moon Temple Mystery School where a lot of the same questions start coming at me randomly. There starts to be a theme around what people are super curious about. And lately, I've been receiving a lot of questions about how to go through a spiritual awakening faster, or how to make it bigger, or really just how do I keep going? And I find that these questions are so important because what happens is we get a little taste of what's possible when we start playing in the unseen worlds and we start interacting in the spiritual realm, and our heart chakra starts opening and we become more magnetic, and it feels electrifying and we want more. And what usually happens is we start fire hydranting information fast, and then people come to me and say, okay, how do I do this and more? Give me more. And my answer in all of these cases are to start with the 5 key foundational pieces in your life daily, which will allow you to continue on your path, whether you're feeling like you're spiritually awakening, or whether you're just interested in your spiritual path, or whether you want to talk to your higher self, or whether you want to start doing spells and rituals and the call of the witch is deep in your soul. Whatever it is that you feel like, whatever area you feel like you're at in the stage of development, I'm basically talking about stepping out of the matrix and stepping into the spiritual realm. However you define that, there are 6 key fundamental practices that you should do every day. And these can be as well as the studies, the teaching, the rituals, the spells. These are the 5 non-negotiables that you should have in your life while you're walking this path. And I know that we get super busy and we might have periods of time where our life is really expansive and all these crazy, exciting things are happening. And you might be getting messages from spirits, and you might be hearing ringing in your ear and see all kinds of synchronicities, and you're feeling the juice, and then you get busy. And then life happens, and you have a job and you have family, and something comes up, or something happens that actually takes you out of that really big, expansive feeling, and it feels like, oh, I'm like sinking into the dark, dense energy, and I want that part back. If you focus on doing these very basic, simple things, what happens is you become healthier. Your spirit flows easier. You bring more regulation to your expansion. And that's what we're talking about today. Hello, I'm Tahverlee. I'm a High Priestess, a practicing witch, and the founder of the Moon Temple Mystery School. And it is my deepest joy to be of service, to bring you as much information as I can so you can create an enchantable life on your terms and understand what to expect, because there are various levels to awakening, and we awaken over and over and over again, and there's always something new to learn. So I'm going to tell you today what these 5 foundational practices are that you should be embracing in your life every day. And these should be listed as non-negotiables. And how you define each of these areas is going to be very different than how I might define it, and that does not matter. What matters is that you start to shed the belief that you're not the priority, right? Because a lot of us have been taught to take care of our families and others, or focus on our job, or give all that we have to other people, and there's just nothing left for ourselves. What I'm asking you in these 5 things is to put yourself at the top of the list, knowing that everything you do after that is going to be better. You're going to show up better at work. You're going to show up better in your family. You're going to feel better, and you're going to keep that expansive energy going even while you're working or handling difficult family members, or navigating illness, or looking for what's next in your life. These will help keep you centered and grounded. And they might seem really simple, and they are, but they are the foundation. And so since I've had so many of these questions recently in my field about this, I wanted to share it this way. And I'm also going to tell you that if you want deeper practices just like this, you should sign up for the wait list for my book. It's coming out very soon. It's tahverlee.com. Get on the list. And my first book, it's a book of four, the 4 Elements series. So this is book 1 of the series. And I also have an oracle deck and a journal coming out. And these are the things that I talk about, of course, and higher levels of magic in my books. So make sure you get on the wait list because I'm really excited to have you read it and share with me your feedback. So let's start talking about the first foundational principle. And you're going to say, oh, I already know this. I hear it everywhere. Everybody talks about it. And I'm going to give you a different way to think of it. So number 1, meditation daily. Now, meditation has been through all kinds of different variations and forms, and now there's 1,000 different ways to do it. There's millions of videos here on this app on how to meditate. There's specific apps. There's all different kinds of ways to meditate. But the ones that I'm going to suggest that you focus on are the ones that start your day with intention. And that might just be practicing the art of clearing your mind, to just come to neutral, to take time away from all the noise around you, to just settle into setting an intention for the day. Now, if mornings are hard for you based upon your schedule, then maybe it's nightly before you go to bed. Because meditation at its core, this type of meditation that I'm talking about, is just creating the ritual, the practice, the routine of shutting everything off and just going inward. Now, if the art of meditation itself is just about learning how to stop your thoughts, which some people think it is, and then they think, well, I can't stop thinking because the moment I turn everything off, all I do is play in my mind over and over again, my to-do list, what I have to do at work, and this challenging situation, or what am I supposed to do here? But what if instead you looked at meditation as just the opportunity to let all of that run itself out and bring yourself back to just the here and now? What if meditation is just the practice of experiencing the mind running and practicing stopping it and just bringing yourself back to your breath? What if that actually is the purpose of meditation, is to practice letting the mind stop, or forcing the mind to stop by bringing it to the mantra or to your breath? And a really good way to do that is to have an intention on how you want to experience that day. And maybe you set the same intention for a whole month. And that intention could be 1 sentence. And your goal is to do a little bit of meditation every morning. And when your mind starts wandering, you just repeat your intention. When your mind starts wandering, you just repeat your intention. And here's the thing, a lot happens when you do that. You're training your mind to be quiet. You're setting intentions out to the universe, which is its own type of spell if you're using an intention. And you're settling into the here and the now. That takes you out of the small places in your life where you focus all of your energy on. And when you know that you're focusing all of your energy on these small little problems, you're actually creating more of them. Because if you give your energy to something, it's going to grow. So instead, practice a small period of time every day, morning and night, to giving your energy to something that benefits you. So the first foundational practice to continue expanding and growing on your path is daily meditation. And honestly, there's really no way around it. You can find a meditation that works for you. I guarantee it, because there are so many out there. You can find one that works for you and do it every day. There's a specific meditation that I did for 3 years in a row, every single day. If I had friends staying over, if I had company in my bed, I would use this meditation before I even got out of bed for 3 years. And now I can just do that. I don't need it, a guided or a reminder. I just do it before I even get out of bed. So the moment I start to feel myself awaken, I just sink in and go into that place. That's before I even get out of bed. So that's number 1. Number 2, Learn new breathwork techniques. This is foundational because breathwork can be used to expand and make your energy big and heightened before you cast the spell. Breathwork can be used to center yourself in the moment when something triggering happens. Breathwork can be used to manifest. It can be used to support your visualization. It can be used for anything that you need. And here's why this is a foundational practice. Because you already do it all day, every day. It's there. It's with you. You don't need any special tools. You don't need to set time aside. Even just between meetings in the day, you can pause, put your hands on your belly, and take 5 deep belly breaths. And it will immediately change your energy. And you have to practice and master different types of breath work that you can call upon like that, no matter the circumstances in your life. It works. It's powerful. And it is so underutilized. Now, you don't have to go to a fancy breathwork certification to do it. You just research different types of breathwork to ground, breathwork to handle stress, breathwork to expand your energy before rituals, breathwork before you go to a party with friends, breathwork to before you do focused work, breathwork before you handle difficult family members. Because most of us stay at the surface level of our lungs all day long. As an example, while I'm talking and recording this, I'm taking in short spurts of air to the very top of my lungs in order to keep talking. But I don't want to stay in that place all day because that's surface level breathing. So when I'm done or before I start, I relax my body and I take breaths through my nose and in my mouth and like deep into my belly, and I let my body center and relax. It's immediate, it's fast, and it's effective. And honestly, there's no excuse to not utilize your breath. Meditation and breath work. I know these are simple, but they are so underutilized. We're taking a short break to talk about how to bring real magic into your life. Whether you're a practicing witch or you're on the spiritual path, there are tools and knowledge and wisdom that you can gain that will literally change every single aspect in how you show up in your purpose, in fulfillment, in joy, and in expansion to live life fully on your terms. And we're doing that in my new book called Sacred Magic, A Witch's Guide to Earth Wisdom. This is book 1 in a series of the 4 elements, where I take us through the north, the east, the south, and the west. And alongside that, I have an oracle deck and a journal. And all of these tools are to help you find your own sacred magic. Go to tahverlee.com, that's TAHVERLEE.com, for all of the information and how to buy the books. All right. Now, the next 2 you're going to love and hate in equal parts. Number 3, drink more water. There are plenty more reasons than just hydration is important to drink more water. One of the primary reasons why I want you to drink more water is to connect to the element of water itself. Every time that you fill your water bottle, if you make it a ritual, a habit, or a routine to hold your water and just be grateful for the water, you're actually blessing it. You can bless the water every time you refill your water bottle. And then when you drink it, you're bringing those blessings into your body. So yes, hydration matters. Your body is made of water. So anytime that you're feeling overdone, dense, heavy energy, or expansive, just start with more water. It connects you to your body. It gives your body the chance to replenish. And it is an underutilized ritual. So if you want a little magic spell that you can do every day along with meditation and breath work, bless your water and drink way more than you think. All right, number 4. This is similar to number 3. Eat more nutrient-dense foods. If you follow me on, Instagram or any other channels, I talk a lot about our body being the vessel for our gifts, for our awakening. I mean, everything's happening here inside of this. Even though I can project my energy around me, I cannot project my energy around me if my body is filled with chemicals and unhealthy things. So if you want to project your energy outside of you and you want to be a magnet to draw deeper into you, your body needs to be more greatly consumed of nutrient-dense foods. Now, if you know me, you know that I love burgers and French fries. That's like my favorite, my favorite indulgence. And I have them, and I don't limit myself. I also love to bake, so I have lots of sweets in my house. But those are on top of all of the nutrients that I already consume. Nutrient-dense foods, or even think of it like light-filled foods. I have a whole series of rituals around what you eat and how to connect with a fruit or a vegetable that is still alive if you don't cook it. So eating something that's still alive can change the entire composition of your body if you do it several times a day for a year. Your body will look, feel, and expand completely different if you start eating more light-filled foods. And I talk about a lot of that in my book. But eat more nutrient-dense foods, not because of a goal of losing weight or not because of how you look, but as part of your spiritual path. That you want your vessel, right, this container that gives you all your spiritual gifts and all your feelings, make it primed for maximum expansion. And that means nutrient-dense foods. Number 5, your body needs to move regularly. And when I say exercise, I don't mean you have to go to the gym and lift weights like I do. And I don't mean doing cardio 5 times a week. I mean your body needs to move. And this is because we get pent up energy stuck in areas of our body when we sit too long, when we carry too much stress, when we feel heavy, dense emotions, or even big, expansive emotions. All of the spectrum of what we feel and experience in the day gets stored inside of our body, and it can muddy up our channel. It can feel heavy and dense. So you need to exercise every day, whether it's going for a walk. And I do think that walks are helpful. I focus more on walks as being and connecting with nature and turning off your devices and doing a digital detox, because unless you're walking far, long, and fast, you're not actually exercising. I mean exercising until you sweat, because when you sweat, then energy starts to move, and that's the element of fire. So you'll notice a lot of these foundational principles I'm giving you are based upon elemental magic. So exercise is fire magic. It's the way that you move, you create. And listen, when you're exercising, you are fully present with your body. And when you sweat, you are purifying. And sometimes when we carry the heaviest and densest energy, it's when we're the least motivated to exercise. So when you make it a habit, a foundational habit, then it's just something that you lean on and you don't have to start something new. So when you're looking at the year ahead for you, these 5 things: meditation, breath work, more water, nutrient-dense foods, and exercise. You might think, well, that sounds like a daily life plan. It is. If you want to experience spiritual growth, daily activities in your life is how you get there. And now I have a bonus one for you, number 6. And I know that this is going to be a stretch for many of you for a multitude of reasons, but spend time by yourself in the quiet every day, at least every week. And it's hard. When you first start this, when you first start like detoxing from people, from needing to do something, from having a to-do list, from producing and having output and doing the thing and more learning and more rituals and more spells and doing more things and being on social media, the moment you stop doing that, you can feel like you're literally detoxing. Because our addiction to our devices, our addiction to being busy, our addiction to needing to be doing something all the time is taking away your ability to expand spiritually. And I know Because when I'm busy and I have a couple of weeks and I'm super busy, and then a day comes where I have a clear schedule, and I know I need to take time in stillness and detox from all the things, it probably takes me a full hour to sink into it and be able to do it without feeling like that adrenaline of there's something I need to be doing. Especially after we come off the busy holiday season, it's like there's something I should be doing. Wait, what? I'm just supposed to sit here and do nothing? Well, maybe I better just check my social media. Well, maybe I better check my to-do list. Well, the stove hasn't been cleaned since Christmas and it's dirty. No. When you schedule time, alone time for yourself to detox, it's the only way that you're going to listen to your own inner wisdom. It's the only way that you're going to connect to the spiritual realm. And if you do the 5 things daily as part of your life, right? Like taking care of, being in your center and putting foundational practices in place that, yes, impact your life, your health, your goals, but also impact your spiritual growth. And then you start building in number 6, this bonus but important area of being in stillness and in quiet by yourself. Whew. Your spiritual path, your witch path becomes unstoppable. And then all the other things, rituals, spells, all the things that you do on top of that, great. These should be your non-negotiables. And I promise you that if you build this into your life, everything is going to look very different. Your inner wisdom, your psychic gifts, your spirit guides, how you manifest, how you create, what you put out into the world, the difficult relationships all become more clear. It doesn't take away having challenges in life. You just are more centered and have the skills and the ability and the energy to navigate it. And so this is like a friendly reminder that if you're not doing these things, then you're going to reach a cap to how much you're going to grow spiritually, how many, impactful spells and rituals you're going to be able to experience. They're going to be capped because you aren't doing the foundational pieces. And trust me, I understand we all kind of fall off the wagon sometimes, and I need to recalibrate myself. It happens to me too. But now is the time, right now, to set this year up for maximum growth, expansion, potential, anything that you desire with these practices. So make sure you get on the wait list for my book, or if you're watching this and my book is out, the link will be in the show notes, because all of this is in detail with specific rituals and spells for you to do in my book. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you again soon.